Evils to parents? What's your side of the story? My stepson was 5 years old when he whispered, "Why can't mommy and daddy just get back together?" But it wasn't because they made him happy. Quite the opposite, actually. Because according to my husband's home security camera, his ex, Ben's bio mom, loved to scream and throw things when she was angry. I remember watching in horror as Stephanie threw a steel fork at Ben's head, all because she couldn't find the remote control. But Ben had been diagnosed with anxiety, which meant that his childlike desire for parental approval was insatiable. I never took it personally, though. Instead, I tried to make things easier for him. I texted Stephanie once a week, reminding her about his breathing techniques, therapy appointments, and sleep schedule. But out of nowhere, my husband texted me that I was being controlling and needed to know my place. I tried to back off after that, until a few weeks later, when I noticed him becoming super jittery and screaming in response to any sound produced. He started wetting the bed every night because something was after him in the hallway. So I did what any sane adult would do in that situation. I went through his bag. There, I found horror movie ticket stubs in his backpack along with candy wrappers. I sighed and immediately called Stephanie. "Stephanie, you know he can't have horror movies or sweets. Maybe that'll teach you not to stick your nose where it doesn't belong," she interrupted. My heart dropped. She was using her son as ammunition. Before I could say anything else, she hung up. In the following week, Stephanie introduced a random man to her son, and that man was her new boyfriend. I wish I had known while dropping Ben at his mom's house that it was the last time I'd ever see him again, because the boy that returned wasn't my stepson, for the most part anyway. The once laughing, smiley Ben was flinching at every single movement. I even noticed a slight limp in his right leg. I told my husband about it, and he said he'd bathe him and figure out what was going on, but I couldn't help myself. So while they were in there together, I peeped through the lock hole. Bile rose in my throat. All along, Ben's arms were green and yellow bruises. He could barely even sit in the bathtub properly, as if his buttocks hurt a lot too. Something in me snapped. I burst the door open. "You can't leave him alone with Stephanie again." Ben threw one of his bath toys at me. "You effing butch! It's your fault he touched me. Mommy says you're a butch who makes everyone mad." I turned to my husband, hoping he'd back me up, but he turned on me. "Get out! You're scaring him!" He wrapped Ben in a towel while Ben kept screaming at me. "That bitch makes him hurt me. Mommy says if I tell anyone, she'll make it worse." I stood frozen in the doorway. Did you hear what he just said? Someone touched him. Someone hurt him. But my husband just responded with, "He's confused because you burst in here like a maniac. This is exactly what Stephanie warned me about. You're trying to turn him against her." That night I couldn't sleep. Ben's words echoed in my head. I could hear him crying through the walls, but when I tried to check on him, my husband blocked the door. "You've done enough damage. Sleep on the couch." The next morning, Ben wouldn't look at me. He ate breakfast in silence while my husband got him ready for school. After they left, I called in sick to work. I couldn't stop thinking about those bruises and what Ben had screamed, so I made a decision that would change everything. Full story on channel, link below.